What is going on, everyone? Hope you're all doing well. Today we're going to be taking a look at Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered on the PC with the RTX 4090 because yesterday the game got an update which added in DLSS 3 support, so you can utilize that on the RTX 4090 and boost those frames and hopefully eliminate or at least alleviate the serious CPU bottleneck that this game does have when using ray tracing features and stuff like that. And, you know, especially for someone like me who's still running a 9900K, haven't upgraded yet, but I will by the end of the year. It's definitely a struggle to, to run this game all the time and get perfect performance. So definitely happy to see DLSS 3 is here. So let's get into it and take a look and see what kind of performance we can get with DLSS 3. But first, today's video is brought to you by Keysfan.com and their software super deal where you can get some of the best prices out there on Microsoft software. Especially with my coupon code, you can get half off of Windows keys as well as 62% off on Microsoft Office products like Windows 10 Pro, Windows 11 Pro, and Office 2019 Professional Plus and Office 2021 Professional Plus. And they've also got a bundle with Windows 10 Pro and Office 2019 in the same package. To save money on Windows 10 Pro, just go ahead and add the key to your cart, which starts off at $15.17. But once you get into your cart, you can go ahead and apply my discount code at checkout YTB50, and that will give you a shocking 50% off, bringing the price down to just over $7 at $7.58. And when you proceed to checkout, you can pay with either a credit card or PayPal, whichever one happens to fit your needs. And this also applies to Microsoft Office products, but again, you're going to get 62% off on Office products with the code YTB62 at checkout. Applying that to the $67.40 price, Office 2019 brings the price down to a stunning $25.61. So I don't know what you're waiting for. If you need your software keys, head over to Keysfan.com right now and be sure to use those coupon codes at checkout. YTB50 on Windows products for half off and YTB62 for 62% off on Microsoft Office products. Alright, so here we are in Spider-Man Remastered. I'm currently running at 4K native resolution on the RTX 4090, so we can kind of get a baseline and see what different performance we can get here. And obviously this is playable. This is all the ray tracing's on. Everything's maxed out right now in the graphics. So this is, kind of disappointing that an RTX 4090 is struggling to do this, and it's definitely a limitation on the CPU side. I have no doubt that if I was running abandoned mission. I don't know why it's doing that. Abandoned mission. I don't know what. I lost my words there. So I have no doubt that if I was running a 12900K or a 7950X, I'd probably get like an additional 15-20 frames per second easily. I'm 100% certain about that. I've seen the benchmarks. I have friends with 12900Ks and stuff, and have tested Spider-Man on other cards back when the game first came out. But still, yeah, the CPU is a limitation, but DLSS 3 is supposed to alleviate that. So yeah, even though I'm getting like around 60 frames here, and this is very playable at native, I'd probably want to utilize DLSS in some form or another. So let's go ahead and whack that on and see if we can get any benefits. And we're doing this all in real time. I'm talking as I'm playing this here, so no differences here. Upscaling on quality, which is the only way I ever use DLSS when I have to use it. I use it on quality and I won't go below that personally. Even though I might get better performance, I think the image quality looks worse on the other settings. So I think quality is really, really great and honestly indiscernible most of the time. So yeah, now we're still getting just around 60 frames. It did boost up there momentarily, and there's probably going to be some instances like in cutscenes or, indoor parts of the game where I probably get a lot better performance because of DLSS. But because of the nature of this game and the engine and all of the effects and how it's, running with the CPU, I'm not really getting much of a boost performance, except right there. Now it did jump up to like 80 frames temporarily, but it definitely drops down below 60. I mean, right now I'm actually getting a pretty good run, but there's been some parts of the city where I've seen the frames come down into the 40s, even with DLSS on as we sprint up the side of this building here, which will be important in a moment as we slap on frame generation, because the Digital Foundry mentioned in their video that you can see some visual artifacts, like running up buildings and with like consistent motion over and over again. And I haven't really seen any of that, but I did see it in their video, so it's very hard to perceive in real time any differences when it comes to frame generation. But we'll try to see it here. We'll put it to the test. So right now getting 80 frames, but as you guys saw, when swinging around the city, I definitely dropped below 60. So let's go ahead and put on frame generation now, otherwise known as DLSS 3, and we'll see what that can do. Apply those changes, put it on, instantly getting like 150 FPS. That's ridiculous. And look at the GPU usage as well. It was down around like in the 70s most of the time. Now it's actually fully leveraging the GPU. My CPU threads are getting pushed really hard up into the high 80s and 90% range. And yeah, we're getting 140 frames. This is how I would want to play this game. This is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And as I said, Digital Foundry pointed out some issues like sprinting up the buildings on like Spider-Man's legs, where you can see some like blurriness, and I'm looking for it. I'll go on this white background. I'm not really seeing it. I'm really not seeing it. I'm trying to. Like sometimes I just want to find something wrong because like I feel like there should be something wrong, but the simple fact is that I can't see it. Now I'm not saying that they're lying. Obviously that was there when they did their testing, but for me, even if it was there when sprinting straight up the side of a building in a very specific way where you're looking for it, it wouldn't be enough to dissuade me from using this because, as you saw, I was struggling to stay over 60 frames, and now I'm fully utilizing my 4K 144 Hz monitor, which if I wasn't recording, I could slap on HDR and it would all be fucking just absolutely amazing. Like the Amazing Spider-Man. But this is really good. This is fantastic. This is super playable. I felt like this game was kind of hard for me to sit down and enjoy on the PC because of the micro stutters and the frame rate issues, especially since I've already completed it on PS5 twice, and once on the PS4 Pro, so not really a whole lot of reason for me to play this game. But when I could see it with all the ray tracing, everything turned up, and now I'm getting over 100 frames consistently, and it looks gorgeous, I might be more likely to play this game. So yeah, DLSS 3, game changer, literally. Now, I think I mentioned this at the start. I might have, I'm not sure. I did it on one of the takes. I've done like 2 takes for the intro for this. But you can use DLSS 3 or frame generation without DLSS even being on. So you can get the frame generation while still playing at native 4K. Which is actually really good. I've already tested it out in this game a little bit, and I'm excited to share it with you because this is fantastic, because this means I don't even need to play at a lower resolution. Upscale method, we'll go ahead and turn that off completely. We'll leave on DLAA, which I feel is the best anti-aliasing solution in this game for native resolution. But as you can see here, I'll go ahead and get rid of my overlay. Frame generation is still on. Upscale is off completely, and we're running on DLA. I'll go ahead and R2 to apply the changes. We'll continue. I'll bring my frame overlay back up. And as you can see, it's had almost no effect on the performance negatively. We're still getting like 150 frames. And, you know, you're really splitting hairs when it comes to like, you know, DLSS on quality next to a native 4K image. It's very hard to really see any negative impacts of it. But it still makes me feel better knowing that right now, I'm currently playing at native 4K. I'm playing at native 4K. I have frame generation on, and the game looks fantastic. If you didn't know otherwise, see, I'm coming down below 100 here. So yeah, DLSS, you know, putting that on definitely is going to boost the performance a bit more. But I would still be fine with this. This is like 100 FPS like all the time. This is amazing. It's Amazing Spider-Man. With frame generation on. It just works. It literally just works. It's one of the times where they could have said, it just works, and it would have been true. It works. Like, I'm fucking pixel peeping, and I'm trying to find things wrong with this. Like, what about all these leaves? Like, surely the leaves would look all fucked up or something as you fly by fast, but I don't see it. And, like, yeah, I'm sure if they come out with, like, you know, 4K 120 hertz capture cards, people will be able to record this and slow it down and look at those AI-generated frames between the perfect frames, and they'll find, like, little inconsistencies there. But in reality, if you're playing the game and you literally cannot see it, why would you care? Why would you care? It looks great. It runs great. It's fucking awesome. It's so good. Trying not to fanboy on this too much, but it's just good. I'm very pleased with it. And there it is, Spider-Man. Check it out. As I said, the update came out yesterday, so I finally buckled down and bought a copy of Spider-Man on PC, which I did not really want to do, but I felt like I needed to test this, and I felt obligated to test it. Hey, Radio City Music Hall. My dad and I used to both work right around the corner from here. Where would it be? So that's the front. So this would be 6th Ave, or otherwise known as Avenue of the Americas, which they have it labeled as 5th Avenue here, which is incorrect. That is 100% incorrect. This is 5th Ave. This should be 6th. As I said, Avenue of the Americas. The 53rd is accurate, though. But I used to work, and my dad used to work at 52nd and 6th, which would have been right here. BlackRock, CBS. And there's Rockefeller Center. That's all accurate. This is in the area. It's like a general reconstruction of New York City, but it's not 100% perfect. It's a little off, as you can tell. It's got Radio City Music Hall. It's got Rockefeller Center and all that stuff, but it's this is where the Christmas tree would be. But it's not 100% accurate, which would have been nice. I remember they did that in True Crime New York back in the day. Like, you could literally go to exact street intersections and find places. And, yeah. So, definitely recommend checking this out if you've got a 4090. One of the rare people. It's sold out in seconds. And before I get out of here, I'll just also mention the overlay here. I want some feedback on it. So, a lot of people were complaining over the past couple days about the pink font, and it was very hard to read for some people. Whether it was on a smartphone or not is hard to say. So I increased the size of the font. I changed it to green, which stands out, and I put the filler on for the background of it. So let me know what you think. I think I might reduce the transparency of it, or increase the transparency to make it more transparent for the background, or change the color. So if you got any feedback on the FPS overlay that I'm using here in Spider-Man, please let me know, and I'll try to make some adjustments if this one is still hard for people to see. But that's all I've got for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Hope you all have an amazing day, like I am on Spider-Man. Hey, what's that little flicker? There's a little flicker there on the floor next to where I'm standing. That could just be like a regular artifact. It's just flickering. I'll tell you what. Let's see if we turn off frame generation if it fixes it. So I'm not using DLSS right now. Where's displaying graphics? There it is. So let's turn off frame generation. I'm not moving, so it shouldn't really be frame generation doing that. I think it just might be yeah, it's still happening. Okay, so yeah, there's a flicker there, but it's not DLSS, and it's not frame generation, just an artifact in the game for some reason. Odd. What if I turn away? It's not happening over here. Oh yeah, it is. Look at that. It's happening there, and it's happening here. Let's go check another building real quick before we get out of here. Go check this one. A little bit. When I move, that little edge right there is flickering, kind of. I don't know why, though. I've never noticed that. And this edge, too. Lots of flickering. And that window over there. There's tons of flickering going on. What is going on? Maybe it's because of changing all the graphics options and stuff. Resetting. I'll try turning off DLAA. Did not expect this to happen at the end of the video, let alone without DLSS. Oh, yeah, well, it's DLAA. Look at that. It got rid of it immediately. So if I use SMAA, it's there. If I seemingly use any form of anti-aliasing, it's there. Weird. So if I turn off anti-aliasing altogether... Oh, wait, no, it's still flickering. Very strange. I've never had this happen before. I just have to assume it's an issue with the game or the driver or something. But it doesn't appear to be DLSS, like I said, because I turned it off, so... Could just need a reboot. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. I'll catch you next time. Peace.